2 giant boobs dancing across the dance floor.
Right?
They were that big. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what? That doesn't look right. You know, and it, I know. You know, I don't even know if pole dancing would have been her niche.
Oh, no. Oh.
I know. I know. God, I did not like those big old. That lunch looked good, Russ. All that fruit, that looked good.
Right.
Good. So, are you starting to feel 100 yet? Are you starting to feel 100 yet? Are you starting to feel your birthday yet?
Well, I can't count 100. So I must be 100.
Pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. A few more days. And then, what did Hannah say last night? She goes, then Russ is going to be on Smuckers.
Well, they really gave you a complete program to complete to appear on Smuckers.
All those questions?
Mm-hmm.
Did
Yeah.
they?
It was a little questionnaire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are they going to do it on day of his birthday?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that either. I don't know if it's they just take him.
Supposed to come out and interview him, or what's?
No, you just send in the information and a picture.
Okay, and then they like announce it on the radio or stuff.
Yeah, it's on Channel 3. On Willard Scott has a portion on the Today Show.
Oh, okay.
And he shows pictures, and they say what they like to do, and what they attribute their longevity to, and.
So how did you answer that, Grandpa? With your longevity?
I didn't fill in all that.
How would you answer it, though? What would you say to it, though? What would be your response to?
My response would be, I don't know why I'm here. That's the truth. Because when I was about 12 years old, a kid on the next ranch had a horse. I didn't. I borrowed one of my stepfather's horses. Or no, I went up on the Indian reservation and with some feed and fed the horse. So then I threw a saddle on him. So we were racing down the road from the school, and there was a sign at the ranch next to my stepfather's, warning people that the school was open there. School just a mile away from there. So just at that time, this neighbor boy's horse was on the edge of the hill on the side, and paper flew up, and that horse spooked, hit my horse. I flew off and hit the 4x4 school sign. And I heard a big crack, and that 4x4 was cut off neatly. His parents were seated on the porch, and they were both standing with their arms up, like I must be dead. And I rolled over, got up, and started walking. I thought, well, I better get home. So I walked home and told my mother that I thought I had a bad case of flu. It just hit me.
Oh, literally.
So I was afraid to tell her that my stepfather was said, "Well, that kid is no good. He got into it all by himself." So I was afraid that would have been separation between my mother and him, and complete separation between his house and me. So anyway, I faked the flu deal, stayed in bed for about 3 or 4 days, and then got up and said, "Well, I think the flu is over."
Oh, I bet you were just battered from that fall.
So when they had an ad in the paper to take a test for an officer in the military. So I took the test, and then they asked that I have an x-ray taken, and then they called me back for a second x-ray, and so I asked why they asked for a second, and they said, well, we asked for it because we're surprised that you're alive. Whatever happened to you, you broke every bone in your body. And that was true.
Oh.
My ribs were all cracked. Tailbone was busted. Arm, breakage in each arm, legs. It was just as though I had been in a train wreck. And I never knew that until I took the x-rays for the officer candidate. And they were amazed. There's no way that you could have been in an accident that bad and survive, because all of my ribs and everything were just floating around in my body.
Oh.
So I should have been dead.
How long ago was that when they took those x-rays? What year was that?
What year? But it must have been in the 70s.